Hey guys, it's me, Waddler, and I'm a duck, and today I'm going to show you how to make a flying spy drone. But before we get started, make sure to go check out Adrianzo because he made the first spy drone. So he's linked in the description, go sub to him. So let's get started with the tutorial. So before we get started, we need a screwdriver, scale, and the binding tool. And from the binding tool, this build won't work on mobile sadly because there's no keybinds. You should add keybinds to mobile. So now that we know that, let's start building it. So you start off by placing a block and build an anchor mode. And then place a wooden block. It has to be wood, like this. And then scale it to a height of 8 over here. And then place a boat motor here, about there. I'm just going to do it a bit higher. There, so it lines up with this line. And then I'm going to place a server like this on this line. I'm going to place the boat motor a bit lower actually. I'm going to move this to here, to this line here. And then place the boat motor. So this is what's going to move the drone around. So now that we've done that, place a piston and then extend it. Then place another piston and extend it. And now let's build the balancing pad. So place a block up here. And then place 2 blocks on the front and back. And then scale them out to about this size that I'm gonna do here. So I'm pretty sure it's a bit less than this. Yeah, this is a bit big. So 14, 2 and 10. 2 is just the height of a block, so 14 wide and 10 tall. Do the same for this block. So like this. So 14, 10. And now let's just scale them up from the bottom to make them thin, using scale set to 0.2, like this. Now place 2 blocks here, and then scale them down to 0.2, like this. Then set scale to 2 and just scale it across to connect these 2 pads together. And then we're gonna scale this away from the center block by 0.2. on both sides, so this isn't touching these. So if you've got something that looks like this, you're doing good. So then place a block at each corner of this. I'm going to paint them all blue so you can see them better, and just make them thin. Scale them all the way down to 0.2 because they're important. And now down here, place a block, and then place plastic. Kind of important that you use plastic because it's very light. And then just scale all the way up like this to connect it through this platform. And now you want to select this part and just scale it up to 20 because each of the pistons go 10, so I scale this to 20. So like this. Now that we've done this, we can start building our drone. I'm not going to do a very complex drone. I'm just going to do something like this. So one here, block here, block here. And I'm just going to place block here, make a big X shape. Here, and then delete these. So that then it looks more like a drone. And then I'm gonna get out my first person cameras. You can use dome cameras if you want to, but I like to use the first person camera. And I'm gonna set move to 2 and just place it there. So that's my drone done. Now we can do the collision setting after this last thing, which is the final part of the build. So place a titanium block and then scale it like this. So it's a 6x6 square, like this. And we've done the build, so now we need to do the collisions and the binds. So I'll start with collisions. So let's just check this, and the servo here, just set the angle to 20. And then select everything here that's not those blue pads. Just select all of this and turn its collision off. Now just, well, I should have kept those selected because it would have been faster. But yeah, just have these selected, have them collision off, and then select the blue pads. They don't need collision off, but just make them invisible as well. So transparency 100%. So now you just see this drone and the block down here which is holding it still. So now I'm going to place down my seat and then do the keybinds. So seat. So there's only about 2 keybinds. There's the piston bind and the camera bind. So just bind it to this. Let's just bind the pistons first. So bind them both and bind them to different keys than W, A, S and D. So I'm just going to bind them to F to push and R to pull. And then just bind the camera to something different, which is not W, A, S and D and the piston bind. So I'm going to bind it to T. So now if I hit T, I can see the camera. And I think we're done here, so just save your spy drone, load it, and then you can break this block, and then unanchor, and then hop in the seat and hit your key to go into the camera. So now you can drive around, and if we go out of this camera, see, I'm going up and down. You look, the drone's flying up and down, so other players are going to see you flying up and down near them. So this is kind of good because, see, I'm going to go spy on dim. Rat and duck. I'm going to come lower to read it. Agree. This is a very good message. So I'm just going to fly over the water again. And I can fly up here and I can fly down to look at this nutcracker dude. And then I'm just gonna fly over here. I'm gonna land my drone. So, anyways, thanks for watching and goodbye.